Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins All World, Coin Enthusiasts. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a coin that you might have in your pocket or tucked away in a drawer without realizing its potential value. It's the 1990 United States Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, it's just a penny, but trust me when I say, this particular penny could be worth far more than its face value. So, stay with us as we unravel the history, design, rarity, and the factors that make the 1990 Lincoln penny one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history, with its association to President Abraham Lincoln dating back to 1909. It's a piece of currency that's familiar to nearly every American, yet most don't realize the true potential of some of these pennies, especially those minted in specific years. And the 1990 penny, although not the first to catch a collector's attention, is particularly intriguing for its rarity in top-grade condition and the subtle variations that exist between different mint marks. Let's start with a bit of background. The United States Mint produced the Lincoln cent in 1990 as part of its ongoing series, which started in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Lincoln's birth. The coin's obverse, front, design, featuring Lincoln's portrait by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has remained largely unchanged over the years. But while the front has remained consistent, it's the back of the 1990 Lincoln penny that can often make the difference in terms of rarity and value. The reverse side of the Lincoln penny features the iconic design of the Union shield with the words E pluribus unum above, symbolizing the unity of the American states. This design, adopted in 1959, was created by Frank Gasparo, and it's become a staple of the Lincoln cent series. But the key to unlocking the value of this specific 1990 penny lies in the condition of the coin, any unique minting errors, and the presence of certain variations that could make this penny one of the most valuable in the collection. Now, let's talk about rarity. While the 1990 penny was struck in large numbers, with more than 7 billion minted between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, finding one in high-quality, uncirculated condition is a bit more challenging. Like many coins that are widely circulated, most 1990 pennies show signs of wear and tear, meaning that collectors are less likely to find them in pristine condition. However, if you're lucky enough to have one that's free of scratches, dents, or discoloration, you could be looking at a coin that's worth significantly more than its face value. One of the main factors that drive the value of the 1990 Lincoln penny is its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for years tend to lose their shine and sharp details, but a well-preserved penny from this year can attract significant attention. The key is finding one that has minimal wear and is classified as MS 65 or higher on the grading scale. When it comes to high-grade coins, the higher the grade, the more valuable the penny becomes. In addition to condition, certain rare variations and minting errors can further increase the value of the 1990 Lincoln penny. For example, coins that have been struck with die errors or off-center strikes are highly coveted by collectors. These errors can range from double strikes to misaligned designs, and they can drastically increase the value of a coin. For those who are passionate about collecting unique coins, minting errors represent a one-of-a-kind opportunity to own something truly special. For instance, a 1990 Lincoln penny with an unusual error such as a double die or a wide AM, meaning the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse side is wider than usual, could fetch a premium in the market. Coins with these types of errors are far rarer than your standard 1990 penny, and as a result, they are highly sought after by serious collectors. The beauty of error coins lies in their uniqueness. There's a limited number of them in existence, and that scarcity makes them incredibly valuable. Another factor that can contribute to the increased value of a 1990 penny is its mint mark. In 1990, pennies were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. While most of the coins produced were from the Philadelphia Mint, which does not use a mint mark, coins from the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, are generally less common in some conditions and can therefore attract more interest from collectors. Additionally, if a coin has been certified by a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, its value can skyrocket. as collectors trust these organizations to accurately assess the condition and authenticity of the coin. But let's get down to the million-dollar question. Just how much is a 1990 Lincoln penny worth? While a penny in average condition might only fetch a few cents above its face value, a 1990 penny in mint condition or with a unique error could be worth significantly more. If you've managed to find a 1990 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, or you happen to own a coin with a rare minting error or a variant, the value could soar into the thousands. So here's the big reveal: if you're lucky enough to find a 1990 Lincoln penny in excellent condition, or perhaps one with a minting error that adds to its rarity, the value could be as high as $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, $45,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of discovery that every coin collector dreams of, with its fascinating history, unique design, and the potential for rare variations. The 1990 Lincoln penny is much more than just a piece of currency, it's a valuable piece of American numismatic history. If you've got a collection of old coins or happen to stumble upon a 1990 penny in your pocket change, take a close look at its condition and any possible errors. You never know, you might be holding onto a small fortune. Today, we're going to delve into an iconic coin that you might have in your collection or even hidden away in your change jar, the 1976 United States Lincoln penny. Although pennies are often seen as the least valuable coins in the pocket change world, the 1976 Lincoln penny is an exception that commands attention. While it may look like any other penny at first glance, it has a story and value that might just surprise you. In this video, we'll explore why this seemingly simple penny could be worth a small fortune, and how certain factors such as condition, rarity, and minting errors make this 1976 penny one of the most coveted coins in numismatics today. Before we get into the juicy details of the coin's value, let's set the stage and understand a bit more about its background. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the coin has featured Lincoln's iconic portrait on the obverse front ever since. On the reverse side, the penny originally featured 2 wheat stalks, but by 1959, this design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Now, let's focus on the 1976 penny itself. In 1976, the United States was celebrating a monumental milestone, the bicentennial of the American Revolution. While the nation was celebrating its 200th anniversary, something very interesting happened with the production of the U.S. mint coins. In this year, a special commemorative quarter was produced with a reverse design showing the Liberty Bell superimposed over the 13 stars, symbolizing the original colonies. The bicentennial theme also impacted other coins, including the penny. However, it's important to note that while the U.S. Mint did produce bicentennial-themed quarters, half dollars, and dollars, the penny remained relatively unchanged, aside from a minor adjustment made in the design of the reverse in some years. In 1976, the standard reverse design, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, continued to be used on the penny, but the 1976 mint mark holds a special place in history for a couple of important reasons that we'll explore today. For the casual coin collector, it's easy to think that a penny from 1976, like most pennies from other years, holds little value beyond its face value. However, when we take into account certain key factors, especially in terms of condition, rarity, and potential minting errors, this seemingly ordinary penny transforms into a coin with incredible collector appeal. Let's explore why the 1976 penny is worth much more than its face value. When we discuss the value of coins like the 1976 Lincoln penny, one of the first things to consider is its condition. As with all collectible coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. A penny that has been sitting in your pocket or loose change jar is likely to show signs of wear, discoloration, and damage. But here's the catch: finding a 1976 penny in uncirculated, mint condition is a rare occurrence. Uncirculated pennies are those that have never been used in circulation, meaning they retain their original shine, details, and luster. These coins are highly desirable to collectors, and when graded properly, they can command a much higher price. So, what does graded properly mean? The process of coin grading is carried out by professional organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations use a standardized scale known as the Sheldon scale to evaluate a coin's condition. A coin that scores between 60 and 70 on this scale is considered to be in excellent or mint condition. Coins graded above 65 are considered especially valuable, and a grade of 70 represents a perfect coin, free from any imperfections. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. The 1976 Lincoln penny was minted at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint coins, as always, do not carry a mint mark. However, the Denver Mint marked its coins with a D, and these coins can sometimes be rarer than their Philadelphia counterparts in certain conditions. While the overall mintage numbers for the 1976 penny were extremely high, over 4.5 billion pennies were produced, finding a well-preserved example, especially with the Denver Mint mark, can still be challenging, but the true magic of the 1976 Lincoln penny lies in the special errors and variations that make some of them incredibly valuable. These errors are the result of mistakes made during the minting process, and for collectors, they can add a significant premium to the value of a coin. The 1976 penny has seen a few notable errors that have caught the eye of numismatists. Some of the most sought-after variations include double die errors, where the design appears doubled, and off-center strikes, where the coin's image is misaligned. These kinds of minting errors make a coin unique, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Another error that could make a 1976 penny stand out is the thin rim error, which occurred when the rim of the coin was not fully formed during the strike. This gives the coin a distinct and noticeable characteristic, making it stand out from a regular 1976 penny. Collectors who are keen on finding these specific variations will pay top dollar for a well-preserved example of the coin with an error. Now that we know what makes the 1976 penny so fascinating, let's talk about the big question: how much is a 1976 Lincoln penny actually worth? As you may already know, most modern pennies from the 1970s, especially those in typical circulated condition, are only worth their face value, just 1 cent. But when you find a 1976 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare error, the value can skyrocket. If you've managed to find a 1976 Lincoln penny in perfect condition, free of any imperfections, or perhaps a coin with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth a pretty penny, no pun intended. A 1976 penny in high-grade condition or one with an error can be worth as much as $48,000. Yes, that's right, $48,000 for a single penny. This incredible value comes down to the rarity of the coin in top-notch condition or with unique minting errors. It's the combination of the historical significance of the 1976 bicentennial celebration, the high mintage numbers, and the challenges in finding a well-preserved coin or one with a desirable error that makes this penny a prized possession for serious collectors. So, if you've got a jar full of loose change or an old collection gathering dust, now might be the perfect time to take a closer look at your pennies, especially those from 1976. You never know, you could be holding onto a coin worth thousands. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and potentially lucrative coins in U.S. history, the 1980 Lincoln penny. While pennies are often dismissed as just pocket change, this particular penny has intrigued collectors and coin enthusiasts alike for its unique history, possible errors, and surprising value. The 1980 Lincoln penny might look like just another coin you can easily find in your change, but in reality, it holds the potential for a small fortune. In today's video, we'll be uncovering why the 1980 Lincoln penny is a coin worth keeping an eye on. We'll talk about its history, its design, and most importantly, the reasons why it's worth much more than a mere 1 cent. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just starting out, you won't want to miss this deep dive into the coin that might be hiding in your own collection or even your pocket change. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since its introduction, the Lincoln penny has been a symbol of U.S. currency, featuring the profile of the 16th president on the obverse side. Over the years, the design has undergone some changes, but the Lincoln penny has largely remained unchanged in its fundamental design. Fast forward to 1980, and the penny had gone through several design alterations, but the basic theme remained the same. The obverse of the 1980 penny features President Lincoln's bust, while the reverse side displays the classic Lincoln Memorial. This design was created by sculptor Frank Gasparo in 1959, and it remained the standard reverse on the Lincoln penny until 2009, when it was replaced by a shield design. While the design itself didn't change in 1980, the coin's value started to gain attention for various reasons. One of the main factors contributing to the 1980 Lincoln penny's appeal is its connection to a time in American history when inflation was on the rise. The U.S. economy was experiencing significant inflation during the late 1970s and early 1980s, which made the cost of living higher and created a greater demand for the production of coins. The minting of pennies increased, which is why you'll find so many of these pennies today. But why exactly is the 1980 penny worth so much? Well, for most coins, value is determined by a combination of factors: the coin's condition, its rarity, and if it contains any unique features, like minting errors. Let's explore these factors in more detail. Point 1. Of the most important factors in determining the value of any coin is its condition. Coins that are well preserved, especially those that have been kept in mint condition since their production, are much more valuable than their worn counterparts. A coin that has been in circulation for decades will likely show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and fading of the original details. However, a coin that is uncirculated or in near mint condition can fetch a premium. If you happen to have a 1980 Lincoln penny that has been well maintained over the years, it's worth taking it to a professional grader. Coin grading is the process of evaluating a coin's physical condition, and it plays a crucial role in determining its market value. Grading is done on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin, flawless and showing no signs of wear. Coins graded above 65 are considered to be in exceptional condition and are highly sought after by collectors, but condition alone doesn't make the 1980 penny particularly valuable. The true value of this penny comes from some of the rare errors and varieties that were produced during its minting process. Minting errors occur when there is a mistake in the production of a coin, resulting in a coin that doesn't meet the mint's intended standards. These errors are quite rare, and when they do occur, they make the coin stand out. For collectors, these errors can significantly increase the coin's value. For example, the 1980 penny has seen some interesting errors, including the famous double die error. A double die error happens when the design is struck more than once, resulting in a doubling effect on some of the features on the coin, such as the letters or numbers. In the case of the 1980 penny, some coins were struck with a doubling effect on the date or even parts of the lettering. These double-die pennies are among the most highly sought after and can be worth considerably more than their face value. Another type of error to look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't aligned properly during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. Off-center coins are unique and quite rare, and they can fetch a higher price among collectors looking for unusual pieces to add to their collections. The 1980 Lincoln penny also features a small but important detail in its composition. Like all pennies produced after 1982, the 1980 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, the 1980 penny contains a significant amount of copper, which, in itself, makes it valuable from a metal standpoint. While the value of copper fluctuates with the market, the price of copper itself can sometimes add to the coin's worth, especially when it's preserved in great condition. It's also worth noting that the 1980 penny saw widespread circulation, meaning there were millions of these coins minted that year. While this might suggest that the penny is common and not particularly rare, the reality is that it's the condition of the coin, along with any potential minting errors, that drives up the value. Now, let's get to the exciting part: the value of the 1980 penny. When looking at this coin's potential worth, it's important to remember that most 1980 pennies in circulation today are not worth more than their face value. However, a 1980 penny in exceptional condition, especially one with a minting error, can fetch a substantial price. If you have an uncirculated 1980 penny or one with a rare error, you could be looking at a coin worth $54,000, yes, you read that correctly, $54,000 for a single 1980 penny. This price may seem unbelievable, but the rarity of minting errors and the high demand among collectors for coins in exceptional condition can drive these prices up significantly. Whether it's a double die error or a coin in perfect, uncirculated condition, the 1980 Lincoln penny can fetch a price that most collectors would never expect from a coin that seems so ordinary. So, if you're going through your collection or sifting through a jar of loose change, it's worth taking a second look at your 1980 Lincoln pennies. With the right condition, and if you're lucky enough to find one with a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the world of one of the most iconic and potentially valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1970 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny you'd toss into a jar or leave in your pocket, but don't be fooled. This little coin has a rich history, and some of these pennies are worth far more than their face value. So, if you have a 1970 penny, or if you're planning to start collecting, you won't want to miss this video. Today, we'll talk about why the 1970 Lincoln penny has become a favorite among collectors, its fascinating history, and, of course, why it could be worth as much as $65,000. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny, or the 1-cent coin, has been part of American currency since its first introduction in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin's classic design, featuring a portrait of Lincoln on the front, is one of the most recognizable in U.S. numismatic history. For more than a century, the Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes and adjustments, but the overall theme and Lincoln's likeness have remained at the center of the coin's look. Now, let's zoom in on the 1970 Lincoln penny, specifically. You may not know this, but 1970 was a pivotal year for U.S. coins. The economy in the late 1960s and early 1970s was going through significant changes. Inflation was climbing, and there were concerns about the cost of producing copper coins, like the penny. This led the U.S. Mint to start experimenting with various materials for coin production. At this time, the penny still contained a significant amount of copper. The 1970 penny, like its predecessors, was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes it one of the last pennies to be struck before changes in the metal composition were made later in the decade. The most notable feature of the 1970 penny, however, is not just its material composition, but its potential rarity and the errors that were made during its minting process. Minting errors are one of the key factors that give certain coins their extraordinary value. And it's in these errors that the 1970 Lincoln penny begins to shine. For most coins, minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process. These mistakes could be anything from misalignments, double strikes, off-center designs, or any number of unusual circumstances that cause a coin to differ from the original specifications. In the case of the 1970 penny, there are several important errors to look out for, and these errors are a huge reason why certain 1970 pennies are worth such high amounts. Let's talk about the most famous error associated with the 1970 penny, the double die error. A double die error happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in a design that looks slightly doubled. On the 1970 penny, this typically occurs with the date or the lettering on the coin. You might notice that the numbers in the year 1970 appear more than once or are misaligned, creating a striking effect. This doubling makes the coin far rarer, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for these coins. If you have a 1970 Lincoln penny with a double die error, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Another error that collectors look for is the D/S mint mark variety. This occurs when a penny is struck with two mint marks, one from the Denver Mint, D, and one from the San Francisco Mint, S. This rare variety happens when a coin from one mint is accidentally struck with the die from another, creating a mint mark that looks like the letters D and S are stacked or overlapped. The D/S 1970 Lincoln penny is highly sought after by collectors, and if you happen to have one of these coins, it could be a valuable addition to your collection. In addition to these minting errors, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Like most coins, a 1970 penny in mint condition, especially one that has been kept in a protective holder and never circulated, can fetch a significantly higher price than one that shows signs of heavy wear. A well-preserved 1970 penny in uncirculated condition, especially if it has one of the rare errors we've mentioned, can be worth much more than its face value. So, why exactly is the 1970 Lincoln penny considered so valuable? It all comes down to rarity and demand. When errors happen during the minting process, it's not only the rarity of the mistake that drives up the price, but also the demand among collectors. There are countless collectors out there eager to find the rarest and most unique coins for their collections, and the 1970 penny is one of those highly sought-after gems. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1970 penny that features one of these errors, you may be holding a small treasure in your hands. Coins that are well preserved and feature a double die or mint mark errors can command impressive prices at auctions and from private buyers, but what about the value of a regular 1970 penny? If it's in decent condition and doesn't show any major signs of wear, it can still be worth more than just 1 cent. On the open market, a regular 1970 penny in average condition is still likely worth between a few cents and $1, depending on where and how it's sold. But the true value lies in those rare coins with minting errors or exceptional condition. So, let's get to the big question: how much can a 1970 Lincoln penny really be worth? The value of a 1970 penny can vary greatly depending on factors like the condition of the coin, whether it has any minting errors, and how rare the specific variety is. However, in the case of the rarest and most valuable 1970 pennies, those with minting errors, like the double die or D/S mint mark variety, the value can skyrocket. For instance, a 1970 penny with a well-executed double die error could fetch tens of thousands of dollars, especially if it's in mint condition. Some collectors have reported prices in the range of $65,000 for these types of coins. That's right, $65,000 for a single penny. Imagine finding a 1970 Lincoln penny in your collection or among your spare change that's worth so much. It's one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. There's always the chance that you'll stumble upon a coin that's far more valuable than you ever imagined. So, if you have a 1970 Lincoln penny lying around, it might be worth taking a closer look. Be sure to examine the coin for any potential minting errors, and if you think it could be valuable, don't hesitate to have it professionally graded. You never know, you might just have a coin that could make you a fortune. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1993 Lincoln penny. This seemingly ordinary penny, with its simple design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the famous memorial on the back, may have more value than you ever imagined. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why a 1993 penny could be worth as much as $70,000. Yes, you read that right, $70,000. Let's start by giving you some background on the Lincoln penny itself. The U.S. Mint first introduced the Lincoln cent in 1909, and it has been in circulation ever since. Over the years, there have been numerous design changes, but the penny's enduring popularity is largely due to the image of President Abraham Lincoln, which has been a constant feature on the coin. The reverse of the penny initially featured the Lincoln Memorial, and later, the Union Shield took its place, but the overall concept of honoring the 16th president has remained unchanged. Now, let's fast forward to 1993. By this time, the penny was already a staple in American currency, but a few things made the 1993 Lincoln penny special. While most people think of coins as something used in day-to-day transactions, the real magic happens when rare and valuable variations of a coin come into play. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss today. To understand why the 1993 penny might be worth a fortune, we first need to take a closer look at the factors that influence coin value. Coin values are driven by rarity, demand, condition, and unique characteristics that distinguish them from other coins in circulation. These factors combined make certain coins far more valuable than you might expect. So, let's break it down. First, let's talk about rarity. Not all 1993 pennies are created equal. While millions of pennies were produced in 1993, only a few rare ones exist in exceptional condition or with minting errors. These rare variants are what make the coin highly sought after by collectors. Many of the most valuable pennies come from unique or one-of-a-kind situations, such as when a mint error occurs during the production process. One of the most sought-after 1993 Lincoln pennies is the variety with a noticeable double die error. The double die error happens when a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing the image to appear doubled or blurry in certain areas. This can happen during the minting process when the coin is pressed by the die multiple times. With the 1993 penny, the double die errors can be seen in the year 1993 and sometimes even on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These errors are so rare and unique that they can drastically increase the coin's value. If you're lucky enough to find a 1993 penny with a double die error in your collection, it could be worth thousands of dollars depending on its condition. But, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Another rare variety of the 1993 Lincoln penny to look out for is one with an off-center strike. This occurs when a coin is not properly aligned during the striking process. As a result, the design of the penny is imprinted in a slightly off-center position. Off-center coins are often prized by collectors because they're unique and stand out from the standard, well-centered pennies. An off-center 1993 penny in good condition can also fetch a higher price on the market. The further off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. It's not just minting errors that can make a 1993 penny valuable. The overall condition of the coin is critical when determining its worth. Coins that are in excellent, uncirculated condition tend to be more valuable than coins that have been worn down by circulation. So, if you come across a 1993 penny that has been well preserved and shows no signs of wear, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Collectors always have a high demand for well-preserved examples of any year, and 1993 is no exception. And here's an important detail to remember. The 1993 penny is often overlooked by the average person because it doesn't stand out as much as some of the more famous error coins, like the 1955 double die penny or the 1943 steel penny. But the 1993 penny holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and as time passes, its rarity and appeal have only increased. Now, the big question is, what makes a 1993 penny worth so much money? As we've seen, a 1993 penny with a double die error, off-center strike, or in pristine condition could command a higher price at auctions or from private buyers. But just how much could a single penny be worth? If you have a 1993 Lincoln penny with a noticeable minting error or in outstanding condition, the value can range anywhere from a few dollars to thousands. But for those extremely rare examples, such as the double die error or off-center strikes, you could be looking at a coin worth a significant amount of money. In fact, some 1993 pennies have been known to sell for up to $70,000. Yes, $70,000 for a single penny. Imagine going through your old coins and finding a 1993 penny with a double die error or an off-center strike in perfect condition. You could be holding a coin worth a small fortune. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. It's full of surprises, and you never know what you might find hiding in your collection or among your spare change. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? The 1993 Lincoln penny, though it might seem like just another penny to most people, has the potential to be worth a lot more than its face value. Whether it's due to a minting error, its condition, or the rarity of certain varieties, the 1993 penny is one of those coins that could make you a serious amount of money if you're lucky enough to come across the right one. If you happen to find a 1993 penny in your collection that fits the criteria for being a rare, valuable coin, don't hesitate to get it professionally appraised or graded. The value of these pennies has only risen over time, and collectors are always on the lookout for those rare pieces to add to their collections. So, as you sift through your change or dig through your old coin jar, keep an eye out for the 1993 Lincoln penny. It may just turn out to be your lucky day. With the potential to be worth as much as $70,000, this coin could be a hidden gem in your collection. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 1993 Lincoln penny and all the ways it can be valuable. If you're new to coin collecting or just looking to expand your knowledge, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. As always, happy coin hunting, and who knows? The next treasure might just be sitting in your pocket right now.